We're all up.
All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites, and we come out every week to prophesy the downfall of this kingdom, America, which is called the daughter of Babylon in the Bible, and to tell you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that you are the Lord's chosen people spoken of in the Bible. We want to give
all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone camps for teaching us the truth of the Bible. Peace and mercy to the brothers around the world pushing this truth. Today, I got a couple scriptures on talking about, it's a message in the Bible, talking about the writing on the wall, you know, and that's what we need to tell our people, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We need to let them know what the writing on the wall is, you know. Hold on to Daniel's 5:1. Now, this is in the Wiktionary. It's in the Wiktionary.org, and it's the definition for writing on the wall. And it says from the biblical story in Daniel 5, where during a feast held by King Belshazzar, a hand suddenly appears and writes on a wall the following Aramaic words.
Can I say this about Aramaic? Remember last week we were doing a lesson on Rakshap, what's the name? Rakshapka, the commander of the army to the Assyrian king. So this guy went in blasphemy, right? So he basically did the same thing. Read that again, the last part.
It says, from the biblical story in Daniel 5, where during a feast held by King Belshazzar, a hand suddenly appears and writes on a wall the following Aramaic words.
Aramaic. So that language, Aramaic, was created so that the princes of the Israelite people could talk to the other nations, and it says that in scriptures. So they told them, they told the messengers, talk to us in Aramaic. We understand this, because they didn't want the people to hear what they were saying. But Rabshakeh was talking in Hebrew, so they all knew what they were saying, but they were already instructed to shut up and not say nothing. But see, that Aramaic is not the language that the Lord was speaking. The point I'm making is that that's the language that was created to talk to the other nations.
Yeah. That was one of the primary languages, you know, that's where all the languages come from. So it said a hand suddenly appears and writes on a wall, and then we're going to go into that, and then also it says writing on the wall, an ominous warning, a prediction of bad luck. So really it's like a warning, you know, but it's a warning, you know, telling you that something bad, so like if something bad's gonna happen.
I get Daniel 5:5. 5:7.
Start on
5:1. This is Daniel 5, verse 1. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords, and drank wine before the 1,000.
So this was the king of Babylon at the time. His name was King Belshazzar, and he was having a great feast, and he had 1,000 of his nobles with him.
Now Babylon is Iraq, is a place in Iraq, and Persia is Iran. So there's a difference between those people. So that's where the southern kingdom had the most trouble, because we went to the split, and then they were under the Babylonians. So this happened for reals. It happened, and there's all kinds of records of it happening.
This is the history right here. This is a history book.
And you can check everything that's being said in this Bible, and history will agree with it. But everything that you check outside the Bible won't agree with the Bible.
They even have Bibles that at the end of it they have all kinds of
Yeah, like this concordances and
yeah.
history thing. And I have a Bible at home that has notes with history on it. That's how I knew that the king of Assyria that we were talking about last week was around from 700 to 685 BCE, before Common Era. Because I said it in the notes. You get the second verse?
Yeah.
Belshazzar, while he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein.
So this king, Belshazzar, you know, he had gold and silver, you know,
Vessels.
silverware, silverware, you know, that you drink out of, you know, and it was taken from the temple of Jerusalem, you know. And then plus he was drinking it with his wives and his concubines and his princes. Next verse. Got it.
I was looking for something, that's right. Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, which was at Jerusalem, and the king and his princes and his wives and his concubines drank in them.
See, so that word too, later on, it's going to say the word Nebuchadnezzar, and you know, on that movie, The Matrix, there's a ship called Nebuchadnezzar, and you know they get that from the scriptures.
They get everything from the scriptures. Every movie every movie you get it from the scriptures. Movies of Jacob Ladder, movies about demons. That movie, Godzilla, King of Monsters, that's Leviathan. That's one of the Leviathans. The other Leviathan is these people right here
Like,
coming against us.
all the sayings, like the sayings too, they put it in movies.
Which we're going to talk about right now, the writings on the wall. That's a popular saying everywhere.
I think there's a song too called Writing on the Wall.
And even music. Oh, how about the music from Rolling Stones when they made that song, Nice to Meet You, or the Sympathy for the Devil? It's talking about all the times that the devil was around in history, taking Jerusalem down. See, everybody...
Oh, too, that one, American Pie. Too, like recently he just had an interview saying that it was about America, you know, being destroyed because they were saying bye bye Miss American Pie, you know. This will be the day that I die, you know. That's what he's talking about, America.
Oh yeah, and music communicates. Look at, we were looking for a spot again, and it was all packed, jammed, and the parking was. But we looked at our old spot, and we're like, well, if anything, we can come back here. So we went around, and then when we said that, there was a song called "Goes Back to Where the Home You Were," once were. So we were like, okay, let's go back to over here. So we got little places to go around here.
Yeah, because Most High, he works in frequencies too. You know?
He's all around, so that's why his name is Yahweh, means he exists.
You know?
He exists. Come on, man. That's his name.
Yep. Can't. There ain't nothing you can deal with that he ain't dealing with.
He knows everything. That's when we get the next one. Oh, and the holy vessels were only meant for priests.
Yep, they just took them. You know,
They just took them.
you gotta ask. You know, gotta ask for those.
And that's one of the major reasons why I'm gonna go ahead and say that the whole fucking planet,
You gotta be worthy of those.
the whole planet is gonna be engulfed in nuclear missiles. And it's gonna be destroyed, because that's the only way it can be clean. Because man, there's all kinds of fucking criminals, and criminals means crimson, the people of the red. Remember we were doing that, a lesson on that? Crimson is red. And who's red? Esau. They're the criminals. They're everywhere. So the whole fucking planet's gonna have to probably be destroyed. And I'm just saying that because Apostle Zahar was like, we're gonna be looking this way, and there's gonna be people getting blown up. We're gonna be looking that way, in the ships, and people are gonna be blown. And we're gonna be looking at the whole planet getting blown up.
Yeah. The Lord, he can't be all love, because
Can't be all good all the time either.
if everything's all love, nothing could be cleaned. You know, can't clean. How you gonna clean the dirty, the dirty work? You know?
Yeah, the dirty
How you
work.
gonna clean the filth?
There's a movie called Dirty Work too.
Uh-huh.
That movie it's satire, it's comedy, but it's fucking funny. It hits the point because Esau does all the dirty work,
Yeah.
and then that song "Dirty Deeds" that's talking about Esau too.
Damn.
Dirty
See?
deeds done dirt cheap.
See, Esau's.
This is a dirty deed. These fucking concubines. A concubine is drinking out of the vessels that a holy priest should be drinking out of, and then not just that, other people, other nations are doing it. And not only that, they went into Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's temple. I'm not gonna say home. I'm gonna say temple because he wouldn't just let that happen to his home, because his home is the heavens, right? He wouldn't let that happen. So he let that happen to what we called his home for us. That's where they get the idea for these churches. And they said that's God's house. But they desecrated what we had already set up. We built his temple so we could observe the Sabbath. And tonight is the new moon. This is another Sabbath. And it's Chinese New Year, so it sort of goes along with the Hebrew calendar, and the Passover's coming up pretty soon. We got to start doing some research. We got to start asking the apostles to put up videos on when the Passover is. This calendar's all messed up too. And that's one of the things that messed everything up, is this calendar. And now these people are messing up with the vessels of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai word. That's why he said that you're going to drink out of the cup of wrath. You're drinking out of the cup of, you're making it, you see, you're building it up.
Because Esau, you know, the white man, he's always been associated with darkness, you know.
Yeah. And check this out. Daniel 5:4. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and silver, of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone.
Okay. Leviticus tells you that you're not supposed to worship
Making graven images.
any graven images that are made of wood, stone, or
Yeah, right here it says gods of gold and of silver and of brass and of iron and of wood and of stone. So they made a whole bunch of shit, which they were made to do that. They were made to be wicked. Let me get the 5th verse, or are you gonna get something in?
let's see if there's a. Yeah, because in Isaiah 42:8, I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that is my name. See, he said, that is my name. He didn't say any other name that he said. So it said, and my glory will I not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. So you can't give praise to any materialistic images, you know.
But I'm gonna get something to back you up right now. This is Exodus 20:4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Breaking it, just breaking those laws. See, so that was done in defiance. Now I'm going to say this about that's why we always call out Babylon the Great. Well, that's why we say America's Babylon the Great, because all these laws that the Edomites are imposing are heinous, but they love to impose them. They like to enforce them. They like to make you subject unto them, and they'll force you to bow down to them by making you follow them, or you're gonna get punished heinously. And they protect the rights of homosexuals and pedophiles, and they force you to accept them into your community and have them be raised up with your children so that your children can be influenced. Straight up, man, you deserve fire. I'm not even gonna say death anymore, I'm just gonna say fire. You deserve fire.
Because right now, the Most High, He's bringing a pestilence right now. You know what I mean? Bringing that plague, the coronavirus. You see?
There you go. There you go.
Revelation 9 and 20 says talks about plague right there, and plus idol worship.
All right. This is Revelation 9 and 20. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. So first let's talk about the plagues. Because last year we were talking about the Eastern equine encephalitis brought by the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are fucking you guys up. Nature's against you. Well, not nature, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai created all these things like nature, like the trees, the birds, everything, all the little animals, the mosquitoes. That's what I'm talking about. The mosquitoes are fucking you guys up, paralyzing you, giving you brain dead. You're fucking straight up dying. These fucking devils jump in the ocean and they get skin-eating bacteria disease because they're fucking dirty. You see, the water's against you. So those are the plagues. Hey, you deserve them. You deserve fire. And then now let's talk about repented not. You couldn't repent because you were meant to be wicked. And it's also talking about the 2/3 that are going to get fucked up. Because they don't want to repent. And then it's also talking about worship devils, which if you're worshiping any god that's not Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you are worshiping devils. Saints, a sweet Jesus, the rosary, your little cross, and everything that's not Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is devils. And everything else that you make graven into that is idols. So you're fucking up on all kinds of levels. And that's why the brother said Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai works in frequencies. Because you have levels of fucking devil worship. You got the lower level, and then you got the high level. The high level is where they're doing all kinds of fucking freaky shit, drinking blood, raping babies, man, fucking nasty shit. And then you got the lower levels, which is just damn near going into these churches worshiping white Jesus. Which the Bible clearly tells you what he looks like. So when you have a conversation, then you can't really have no conversation with this person. You ask them, what do you believe in? Well, I believe this and I believe that, but nothing's for certain. But the Bible tells you what's certain. It's certain. Everything's certain that's written in the Bible. You just gotta have. First of all, you gotta be blessed by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to have faith. If you don't have faith, you can't believe none of this, and none of this belongs in you. These are the things he did. Look at when Daniel 5 and 4, they drank wine and praised gods of gold and silver, of brass and iron, and of wood and of stone. And then in Revelation 9 and 20, and the rest of the men, see the rest of the men, that's telling you something else. These rest of the men weren't chosen. Where are the men? So if they're talking about the rest of them, there must have been a first part that got either saved or destroyed. And there was a first part that got destroyed too. So he can't be all good all the time. He's not all good all the time. Are you all good all the time? We were made in his image, right? We must act like him too. So how can you say shit like like there is no God. Man, don't you get jealous? And then don't you have moments where you can't control your rage? You have moments like that because you're human and you're going through hell, and then Yahushua came down and suffered all those things, and he was perfect. He didn't suffer, he didn't sin none, and then his punishment by you 2/3, and that's what I'm talking about. When the officers, like the police, enforce these heinous laws, those are the Romans. You guys enforced the murder of Yahushua. You guys enforced it. So there you go. That you're wicked. So anybody that's like Apostle Star said, if you're voting in this wicked system, you have faith in this system. You can't have faith in no system that we're coming out here, we can prophesy downfall, and then you're fucking voting. How you gonna be like that? And let me get 21, 9 and 21 in Revelation.
Read that last part.
All right.
Which neither can see.
All right. That they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk.
So those idols that they're worshiping, that gold and silver, they can't see or they can't walk. You know.
They can't save you.
You are a much bigger power than they are, and you're over here worshiping them.
That's fucking retarded.
You know what I'm saying?
That's retarded.
So how stupid are you?
That's just fucking stupid, man. Oh, and then this dude Polite, he worships his women, 2 women. And then he was doing a fucking video, and this motherfucker got lost because he was following this fucking bitch, talking about where we going. She's all, I don't know yet. That was the funniest comedy I ever seen. And your God doesn't know where the fuck she's at. I know where the fuck I'm at. I'm in Babylon. Suffering these curses until the Lord comes back. Because even if you're in the truth, you're still going to suffer these curses until the Lord comes back. They'll just be a little lighter. Because what happens when you start learning things? Knowledge makes you free, so the truth will set you free. And those grievous and heinous laws won't affect you that much. They'll make you mad, and shit makes you mad, and shit makes you want to fucking just do something that you have no. But thinking about it like that, you realize that Yahweh Shai does exist, because look at all the things that are happening. The right here, look, the right is on the wall. Now let me get 21 in Revelation 9. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Their thefts, they stole those vessels from the temple. Probably busting nuts in them and fucking drinking sperms and shit. That's fucking filthy shit. Taking shits in them and fucking putting it all over their face. Just desecrating it. And that's what makes oh man. That's what makes Yahweh Shai so dangerous. He let you do that so that you can think that he's not there. But he is there. Let me go back to Daniel.
Yeah, you read 4 and then go to 5.
This is Daniel 5 and 4. They drank wine and praised the gods of gold and of silver and of brass, of iron, of wood, and of stone. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote.
So this was an actual man's hand that the king saw. You know, he saw an actual hand. He started to write on the wall. You know. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace. And the king saw the part of the hand that wrote.
All right. This is 2 Kings 19 and 35. Because now we're talking about the hand. Whose hand was that? So now we're going to talk about that hand. And it came to pass, this is 2 Kings 19 and 35. And it came to pass that night that the angel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So behold means to see. So this king right here, he saw the hand. It says right here, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote.
Yeah.
Let me read that for you, please. Daniel 5 and 5. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand, and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaster of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote.
See, so that was a spiritual message right there, a spiritual miracle that happened. You know, that was the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, because we're gonna go into what that hand wrote.
Verse 6. Then the king's countenance was changed. And I just want to say something about that. He just saw a supernatural event. What did we call about? What do we say? Theophanic event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look that shit up. Theophany. He just saw a miracle. What kind of miracle? A bad miracle. Terrible miracle. And this is King Belshazzar that this is happening to. Remember the saying, the writings on the wall. So a king made this shit up. So a king, this is how fucking legends happen, okay? Pay attention. The king saw an angel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai stick his fucking hand out and write in the plaster on the wall. I think it's Tiki Maniki or something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it. So this king is looking at this thing, this event, this theophanic event happening, and his countenance changed. Can you look that word countenance?
Mm-hmm.
His countenance changed.
Yeah, because this king, he was just cool a minute ago.
Partying and having fun.
Yeah, drinking and partying.
Having a fucking good old time.
Countenance is Strong's H133. To change, be altered, transform, frustrate,
Man.
to be changed, different. Damn.
Let me read this again.
So his face changed, right?
The king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loin were loosed, and his knees smote one against another.
So he was shaking in his knees like this, like.
So that's the second fucking saying that comes out of the Bible. I'm shaking in my boots.
Yeah, he's shaking in his boots.
This is poetic right here. This is what he was doing.
Yeah, because you know how you see like
Cartoons, yeah.
and they're clicking their knees together
Like the
because
skeleton cartoons, all
yeah. Dad, see, that's where they get this from too.
everything there, everything.
Damn, this was written more than 2,000 years ago.
Man, everything in this Bible is represented out here on earth,
Yeah.
but it's represented right now in a wicked fashion. Everything.
All knowledge, wisdom, and understanding comes from the Bible.
Everything that's known about anything first started in the Bible. Because
You can't live your life without going back to the Bible.
Yep.
Without
wars were fought over the Bible. Right here, Belshazzar, you look that motherfucker up, he's real. You look up the king of Assyria in 700s BCE, it'll tell you that he got fucking killed by his sons. And then when they try to explain what happened, because what happened is in the Bible, the angel came in his chariot and fucking killed 185,000 soldiers, 185,000 choice men, right? Princes and fucking and chiefs and shit, killed them. So then when they try to explain that through history, they're like, it was possible that there was a cloud of gas and methane rose in there. They'll try to explain that shit away, but they won't give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They won't ever do that. We're telling you why.
They always try to find an explanation.
And that explanation always brings up doubt. It brings up more doubt than the answer to the question would be. Because if the answer to the question is Yahweh did it, oh, that's easy. He existed. I accept that as a truth. Good, you're better off like that. So now let's talk about this king right here. 5 and 6. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote one against another.
So imagine you seeing like a ghost. That's what he saw, was an apparition.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You know.
The Bible's full of it.
Damn.
Apparitions.
So his heart dropped. You know.
I mean, you never seen a ghost. You never seen a chariot.
He knew all of a sudden that was Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
And then what? Let's say it happened to you. You know, yeah, like you said, you know that's Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You get fucking a serious face and you start trying to act good, trying to behave.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you've been living this wicked life, and then you see the writing on the wall, and you seen the hand that wrote it, and then you ask, "Is scared?" Next one. Oh, this one's gonna be a good one. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers. So let me just say, he cried aloud. It says here. The king, and the king is in lowercase k, meaning that he's nothing. The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers.
So right there, it said the astrologers, Chaldeans,
and the soothsayers.
And the soothsayers. So when you look up soothsayers, it says because there were men who tried to calculate. There were men who tried to calculate the position of the stars, and they tried to determine your fate, you know, by that, you know. So that's why the king, he called those men in, because you know they were like magicians. You know, they were witchcrafts, you know.